You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen? This is your main man, Scott McKay, coming at you again with another Snippet from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop Podcast. Now, if you'll recall, last Tuesday I talked to you about the question of whether men should lower their standards or not when it comes to selecting and dating women. And by way of recap, in case you missed it, and I hope you didn't, by the way, that show is still there, of course, on the feed, as last week's Snippet from the Summit, of course. What it basically came down to was there are two different reasons why a guy would lower his standards. One definitely not good at all, the other one potentially defendable. The worst reason why a guy would lower his standards is because he doesn't think he can get the kind of woman he really wants and feels like he needs to settle. The second reason is, well, if you're just dating around and getting to know women, having a little fun, playing the field, not every single woman you associate yourself with has to prove herself to be wife material or be ultimately compatible with you in every way, shape, or form. Today, however, I want to surprise you with a part 2 to that discussion, and it points out an especially insidious situation where a guy could theoretically have both of those factors in play when he's decided to lower his standards with women, which would greatly, greatly impact his success with women. Here's how such a scenario would look. Okay, so the first factor for this guy would be in effect. He really doesn't think he's good enough, smart enough, sexy enough, masculine enough, rich enough, tall enough, good looking enough for the kind of woman he really desires. She's out of his league to him. But he's also decided that he is going to be really, really picky. In other words, if she isn't my perfect woman, I'm not even going to walk up to her, nor am I going to ask her out. So this seems really incongruent, doesn't it? How could someone as a man, first of all, believe he's not good enough for the woman who he thinks is quote-unquote out of his league, but also, in combination with that, isn't going to talk to any woman unless she's exactly what he wants? Well, here's why a guy would surround himself with that mindset, for lack of a better way to put it. It's all a protection mechanism. You see, if he in his own mind thinks that, if I just go try to talk to the women I really want or who I'm really attracted to, they're just going to reject me and it's going to be humiliating, then that's not going to be something he's exactly proud of, and he's not going to want to talk to his friends or anyone in his social circle, and especially his family, about how he really feels about that. Instead, what he'll do is he'll present the defense mechanism that, well, none of those women please me. I can't find any kind of woman I want. So by now you can see how clearly this works from a psychological perspective. Inside his mind is one story, but the story he tells the world is actually another one, and it's just a big excuse for his lack of having that confident mindset he should have as a man. Now, just in case you're scratching your head thinking, man, how could a guy put himself through that? I see it all the time. And what it does is it allows a guy to say, hey, you know what? I've tried. I failed. I'm looking for women out there. They're just not any who meet my expectations. And therefore, he can offload the blame for his lack of success with women, once again, like we've talked about before, onto someone else. It's not his fault. Someone else did this to me. It's the women. It's society. It's where I live. Whatever it is, that defense mechanism shields him from the embarrassment and really basically the culpability of not being successful with women. So what if you're listening to this and it's kind of resonating with you? You're thinking, man, I might be that guy. Well, first of all, go out and enjoy the company of female human beings without an agenda of whether someone's attracted to someone else or not. Just get to know women. And as I've always said, be warm and fun with them. Be light and warm with them, make them feel safe, and just watch women rise up to meet that energy. And then what you're going to realize is you're going to come off as more confident and indeed more masculine when you talk to women without really loading yourself down with this agenda, whether you're going to be accepted or rejected or not or anything like that. And when women feel safer and more comfortable around you, they're also going to recognize that as masculine energy. So when women find you to be more relaxed without an agenda and therefore coming off as more confident, and you're carrying that masculine energy that makes them feel safe and comfortable, do you know what's going to happen next? Of course you do. women are going to respond to you more positively, more powerfully, and here's the part that may feel ironic to you, but once you see it in motion, won't be. It'll be the hot ones you really like, especially who are responding to you powerfully, because the kind of woman you're really looking for is probably going to be the kind of woman who's looking for you as well. That's how compatibility works between men and women. And, if you meet some women who you find interesting, but may not be your one and only, yeah, you know what? You're going to find yourself going out on more dates, and that's always a good thing in and of itself, isn't it? Want to talk about this or anything else? Scott at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.